President Donald Trump signed an executive order today, cutting the number of universally recommended childhood vaccines from 18 down to 11. WMTV's Tabitha Bland joining us live in studio tonight. And Tabitha, you spoke with a local pharmacist about what it means for families here.
Mark, right. The order reaffirms a sweeping overhaul Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced earlier this year, one that had already been blocked in court. Tonight, a Fitchburg pharmacist says the confusion is already hitting home, and his phones are starting to ring.
We've already had a couple of moms calling up, and they're worried, right? They have little ones that they know are going to need vaccine in December, and they're worried about, what's going to happen.
Those concerns come after President Trump signed an executive order.
Today, we're proud to officially announce the United States of America's gold standard childhood vaccination recommendation.
Under the order, vaccines for COVID, the flu, rotavirus, hepatitis A, hepatitis B, and bacterial meningitis would no longer be universally recommended. Instead, left to parents and doctors to decide together.
America's recommended more childhood vaccines than any peer nation, and even twice as many doses as some European countries.
But pharmacist Thad Schumacher says the science is clear.
Our president should not be making decisions about the health care of children. And when things are taken off the schedule, then pharmacists are required to get either get a prescription for each vaccine that the child's going to get, if they're going to continue to give them.
Schumacher also pushed back on the order's focus on autism.
So there's a reason for such epidemic rates of autism.
To date, there's been no studies that have linked autism with vaccines.
While some pharmacists disagree with the executive order, their goals sound very similar.
It's up to the parents. We're making recommendations that are strong, but it's up to the parents.
It should be between their parents, child, doctor.
Now, it is worth noting the recommended childhood immunization schedule is not a mandate, but rather many schools and daycares use it to set their own requirements. So any of those changes could have a ripple effect for families like you across Wisconsin. Live in studio, Tabitha Bland, WMTV 15 News.
Tabitha, thank you. RFK's earlier attempt to overhaul the vaccine schedule has already been blocked in court. It is not yet clear whether tonight's executive order will face the same legal challenges.